The Chargers are in 15th position overall. 1-3, lost 10 so far. Not great. Hoping to get the season done with and try and improve some of the players and gradually try and improve during the draft at the end of the season. So let's get in, let's get rock and rolling, see what we can do.
Hi.
It's been a couple of weeks since I've been on air. Been some internet issues, so hopefully things are all up and running again. Hi.
It is Josh.
Yo, Josh, welcome.
Gordon's got the ground game. It's the coach,
hour.
and this is the NFL on EA Sports.
Coming
up, we're going to look at Melvin Gordon, fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Gott and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. We're about 12 miles south of the future home of the Chargers at the current home of the Chargers, and that's Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and our home team. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners are 4 of their last 6 games.
And it's the defense that's really the star of the show. A terrific game last week. They got a shutout on the road. And that's something that doesn't happen very often nowadays.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Right, let's go then. Can we finally get a 4th win in this season?
Team gets fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chargers' all-time passing leader, Phillip Rivers, who's been their starter since 2006, trotting onto the field. And I'll tell you what, he may be just a couple of years from 40, but he can still do it. You look back to 2018, some people were whispering MVP and Rivers in the same breath with what he did in that campaign. Especially impressive in 2 December primetime victories, one against the Steelers, one against the division rival Chiefs. And although things ended not quite how they wanted in the playoffs to New England, Phillip Rivers still feels like he has a lot left in the tank.
Son, block the cheese!
The first down throw here for Rivers. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he's up in at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry.
Come on, baby. Let's do this.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he will have the first down, but he climbs up paying for it pretty good. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well, look now at our starting defense. Currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And
remember
the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Watch the run.
They'll try to throw here. Rivers. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35.
Reception, huh?
A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. A toss play, Gordon. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. The numbers a week ago for Melvin Gordon. 17 carries, 78 yards.
To the touchdown zone.
By his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing Rivers. Complete. Hunter Henry with the ground.
Made another 1st down.
The 25 now at the 24. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice.
Under pressure in this 1st quarter.
Allowed us to stay and watch and see what their opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like
Minnesota Vikings and White at San Diego
really
Chargers.
Does, and in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on the opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are, and you know what else is happening now?
You know the Vikings in there, Moven,
knowledge about how the defense
White,
is planning on playing them.
San Diego Chargers in there, blue,
White. They're filing things away for future drives in this game.
4 yards on that last completion, so that's
the game I'm still trying to get used to. I know roughly how you do the game,
back
but
to the ground now with Gordon.
just trying to get the right place to
no gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
On pro level here at the moment.
If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Can't challenge yourself unless you go up a decent
the
level.
Whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well too.
Hence why I'm practicing on pro. It's been a tough season.
Down, Rivers. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it.
About a yard away from the touchdown zone.
Dropped at the 1. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you got to make a decision as your defensive
Hi, Jack. How you doing, buddy?
Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing, so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game?
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon.
Ooh, stop him.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hopefully going to go for a field goal if they can't get stop the touchdown.
There defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field Despite seeing the multiple
So whatever
tight end look that
happens, they're
came
going to
out
either
for
go
the
3
offense.
I thought
points
they were
or
going to switch
7
out of it. I
points
didn't know if
ahead.
they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Black 15. Ready? White, 80 high.
Thanks.
Behind.
Second down and goal.
Stop him, stopping
Rivers
it.
looking
Oh,
end zone, but
fumble.
it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Come on, boys. One more go.
How did he miss it?
Or 2 more
Wide
go.
open in the
Stop
end zone.
him.
He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow...
And he is
Oh,
into the
no,
end
come
zone.
on.
Touchdown, Los
Just the way the whole
Angeles.
season's gone so far.
Melvin Gordon, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive.
Never mind.
Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too
That's
full
good
of
to know
itself,
you're all
even
good.
though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end
This
result that
Saturday
we saw
night.
there. That nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused,
Right, here we
and
go.
they're
They're going
locked
to go
into everything that
an
they're
extra
doing.
point.
Michael
Goes
Badgley on for the extra
7-0
point.
ahead. San Diego.
And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead.
Definitely got to try and improve in the draft on my
So that drive
defense. You know?
spans 13 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. Following the touchdown,
Plenty of time to
Badgley
come
out
back.
there to kick it away.
Winston. United.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Vikings under 6-year head coach Mike Zimmer. They'll be led out by their 6'4" QB from the University of Tennessee. It's Joshua Dobbs.
Well, his ratio
Yeah, Jack,
was good
yeah, man,
last
good
week.
win today.
Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1
You're top of the
ratio,
league as
but
well,
it's
aren't you, in
flipped
the
wrong
National League, I
direction.
think we'll talk
He threw
here.
3 interceptions, not
Doing
touchdown
pretty good as
passes,
well,
and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Right, first on the offense then. See what we can do.
Hey, watch number 5.
Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State.
Much.
So a nice job to
No
break
gain,
the 1
a
tackle, but not much
1 yard
daylight
gain.
after that as he's brought down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be
Attempt
it.
another run here.
Main
See
goal,
what happens.
get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down.
To the end of the
and
first
relax a little
quarter,
bit
it's
after they just gave
San
up the
Diego
score.
Chargers
After
7,
one,
Vikings
7-0 on
nil.
EA Sports.
Ready. 58, come on. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
On second down now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
March 49. Here we go, G. All day. Defense, all day. All day.
9. 2 United. 2.
On 3rd and 2, Dobbs. And he's got Kyle Rudolph.
Get in, we got it.
A gain of
Great
32
try.
that time.
32-yard gain, man, awesome.
For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
5 points clear at the top. That's pretty awesome. Things go. It's typical though. Both sides are doing well in a season now where you can't go and watch the teams play. Every other season we've been struggling as well, and then this season obviously they're doing awesome, and you can't go and watch them. Never mind. Hopefully, sometime after Christmas, we'll be able to get crowds back in the stadiums. Bit of luck.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Oh, I took too much time. Got a flag. Never mind.
Game offense.
against Joshua Dobbs.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements
Too
there,
busy
right?
talking.
No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think
I've
he was
lost
as
5
surprised
yards
as
there with
maybe his
first and
bench was.
15. Not lost any downs, but lost 5 yards.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Throwing here, Dobbs. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Decent throw, I think we're going to need.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
On 3rd down, Dobbs. And
Yes.
incomplete.
Oh, incomplete.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there.
Can't go for a field goal, 52 yards. There's no way he's going to get that, but we'll go for it.
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro.
Actually, no
It'll
way.
be
Oh,
spotted
too
on the
late
right
now.
hash.
Got to
A
go for it.
52-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there.
On
He left it
target,
just
but not long
short.
enough.
No good, and this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over, and it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the 2nd time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns. And that was only in 12 games played a season ago. And he also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25. And 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin.
Okay, my apologies. It's not the San Diego Chargers anymore then. It's Los Angeles Chargers. Obviously must have moved franchise.
They go back to Gordon here on 1st down. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And whenever you get good and ready.
Didn't even know the Chargers had moved franchise from San Diego to LA. So obviously do now.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And the Vikings pick up the
Come
football.
on, got a fumble.
And they take
Yes.
possession of the football. and
Anthony
have it at
Barr
the
there getting stuck in there,
36-yard line.
causing the fumble.
The
Come on,
psychology of
boys.
the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
Big
And how
hit
much
as
they
well,
practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. One more game still to get to in Week 15. It comes up tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. A lot of Manning fingerprints on this one. The Colts and the Saints from New Orleans. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Just like that.
A give to Cook out of the gun. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. From the gun on 3rd down, Dobbs. And that pass is going to be intercepted by the All-Pro DB Desmond King. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone
before
for it.
half-time. It was 7-0 down. If I can hold them out to half-time, remain at 7. Have a bit of a chance.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time, and it's 3rd down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
Just can't believe they let him do that.
40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the 1st.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He finds his receiver Williams for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams
carrying on where I left off a few weeks ago.
The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That's Thomas Davis on the sack. Came in the league way back in 2005.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, but now it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Dobbs. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dobbs. It's caught. Smith. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So we've come to halftime, and what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Sam Darnold strong in the victory as his guys run their record to 10-4 now with 2 weeks to go. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Seattle Seahawks.
Well,
Russell Wilson leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. And finally, the next to last Monday night game of the year. Colts Saints from the Superdome. In the game you're watching, it's the veteran Phillip Rivers who's up to his old tricks. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
So second half coming up.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
So we can do a whole damn lot better.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Asses whops, isn't it?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the...
And Dobbs is going to be swallowed up as he'll go down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Throwing on second and long. Dobbs toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short.
Wow.
And now it's fourth down.
19-yard gain.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play
I'm going
for
for a
them.
run.
Nice
I'm going
completion,
for it. Just to get
excellent
1
game.
yard.
Now they're in fourth and manageable.
Just
No
a
point.
little short, though, with that
We
marker.
lose it. It's still a die, yeah. So I'm going for it now. Come on, I want to run here. Play tight.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call.
Come on, 1
They're
yard
going
to
to go
go.
for
Come
this
on.
on fourth and a yard. Running for it. Here's Cook. And this winds up a disaster. Nowhere near the marker. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Chargers will
Picked the
get the
wrong play,
football
didn't I?
back in excellent field
Getting
position.
rushed to
But down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play
pretty
to
rubbish,
dial up
yeah.
that they could get it. Well, it didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You see me? You see me? They can't stop me out here.
So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
Third and long for Rivers. And that'll wind up incomplete.
just in
Bold
time.
play call there. Now it's fourth down.
We've seen good cover skills on display
Going
throughout
for a
this
field
game,
goal,
really
huh?
from both teams. And there's another
17-0
nice
up.
example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Yep.
Badgley able to knock this one through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And now out comes Minnesota. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what
You
happened
think
there.
that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Desmond King making the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Dobbs. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Dobbs to throw. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Not gained enough, have we?
He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Evades the tackler, and now some space.
I had gone down for some reason.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
It's up against the
And
Chargers.
that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a 1st down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
Working out of the gun, Rivers, and caught by Henry. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each
Benjamin
defender.
there for the Chargers
Ended up
injured.
making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Hey, Brown 80. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Come on, boy.
On 3rd and 1, here's Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's the first time I think we've caused them to punt upfield.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
For the sort of mistakes I've been doing.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Off the bootleg. Dobbs. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught.
Nice.
17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
Carl Rudolph.
There are so many things to
First
watch for
reception of the
when you
day,
play
huh?
defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Dobbs now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Off the bootleg. Dobbs. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
And attempted a deep ball there, and they didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Off the play fake. Here's Dobbs. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Find out
They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Lets it fly for Thielen. He's got a man. Complete.
Yes, he's got it. Adam Thielen, come on.
They go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
Hallelujah.
Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down
the
inside the 40 now for first and 10.
Go for it, eh?
Back to throw Dobbs. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football.
In the zone. The Thielen zone. Now can he get a touchdown? Third time out of 3.
One quarter remains.
Finally
a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Now Dobbs. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
Oh, incomplete.
Trying to go back again to Adam Thielen, but it's going to be 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen.
Drops it again.
Despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Typical.
Dobbs is throwing. And that will be incomplete.
Again. Come on. Gotta go for a kick in.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Go for it.
On 4th down, Dobbs. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So they finally get their first trip to the red zone, and it ends with nothing.
And that's what I'm going to focus on with you, because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we're going to get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough. They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On play action, Rivers. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. So the pass goes out of bounds, but he was not outside of the tackle box when he threw that. He's got to be careful.
You and I both know if it's even close, they're going to give it to the quarterback. They don't want to throw that flag unnecessarily. So if you're just in the area, you're going to be okay.
And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
So the defense
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's Riley Dixon now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here.
The final quarter.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Against the defense.
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. To throw is Downs. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the second.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jerry Tillery in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people would think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. Rivers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. The busy night continues for Gordon as he gets it here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
2 minutes of the
2
game,
minutes
chaps.
left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Do that earlier in the game.
It'll be a loss of 1, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Partner, there's no doubt in my mind the defense has to be excited. They should be excited after what they've done recently here. But guess what? My old coaches always used to say, when you're having that kind of success, be careful. Play your keys, play your techniques. Watch out for something coming at you.
Good job defending the run. Probably going to have to defend the pass here. On third down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Another injury.
And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first, this one for nothing. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Dobbs to throw. And that pass is going to be intercepted by the All-Pro DB Desmond King. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Wow.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory. And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
Now Gordon on first down. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Against
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
You better be afraid of me.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. One man in the backfield, that's Gordon, 2nd and goal.
That's it, folks.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
We can only improve eventually.
So for the home team here, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaughan. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
Peace.
With that, we say good night, everybody.